Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, we are going to talk about what are the different components that are responsible for someone to grow his or her business through Facebook ads or advertising in general. Like, is it only about the campaign structures? Or if not just the campaign structure, then what is it about? Is it about interest targeting? Is it about broad targeting? Is it about CBOs? Is it about ABOs? Or is it about ad creatives? So what are the different components responsible for someone to grow his or her business through Facebook ads? That's precisely what we're going to talk about today in this video. Now, whatever I'm going to share with you is coming from my experience of starting Facebook ads for one of my own funnels back in the days. This was for an affiliate marketing funnel. Then I did the same also for drop shipping as well. This is back in 2016, 2017 in India, but I was doing it in the international, I was targeting international markets. So tier 1 countries like USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. And that's what I was doing from India. Okay. Now, when I was running ads, and even then when I launched my digital product business, which was roughly about 5 years back, 4 to 5 years back. So I scaled one of my own funnels in India, serving to Indian market to 1.5 CR, one funnel with one single product, right? One single upsell, I mean. So I did that as well. And after scaling funnels and businesses and, making a lot of mistake, of course, throughout the way, because, I would be lying if I said that it was very easy. It was not easy. It was simple, but it was not easy. So I want to tell you from that level of experience that I have, that what I used to do was I used to geek a lot on advertising campaign structures. So I used to think about interest targeting to be the secret. I used to think about how you need to duplicate the campaigns and ad sets, and then just in order for you to scale your budget. So I used to duplicate the campaigns, then double the budget or even 3x the budget sometimes. And that's the only way I was scaling. And that's exactly what I used to do every time. Then when things started to shake up a little bit for me, then I started to explore the option of not doing that scaling, but instead of that, just increasing the ad spend by 10 to 20% every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, MWF. So I used to do that as well. So I tried a lot of these things, and only after doing it and scaling my business, and then ultimately, initially I was not getting results. Then when I started to get results, I scaled a couple of funnels. And then when I started to scale the couple of funnels, and then I got some results at scale, but again, the performance started to go down. And so after going through this entire, up and down, and this like a roller coaster ride, I realized that it is not about interest targeting campaign structures only. It's not about these specific things. It is a lot to do with all of the other contributing factors that contribute. Like, all of those factors are very, very important. So for example, the ad creatives are very important. How we position our product through our ads is very important. What we say in our ad is very important. Earlier, I used to think about that, hey, from the ad creatives perspective, I used to think about that, hooks are very, very important. Of course, hooks are important, but I used to think that hooks are the real secret behind someone's ads success. I used to think like that. Maybe some of you think like the same way even today. But turns out that hooks are kind of manipulative. We can't really count on just the hook. So to get a desired result, it's not that we have to do just one thing. The reality is that we have to do all the things combined together. It's the same way how you approach bodybuilding, and you see that if you want to lose weight, then you will hit the gym, and then you are not just going to do exercises, but you are going to do the exercises. You're going to do weightlifting, you're going to do cardio, and you're going to do diet. You're gonna have to focus on your diet as well, what you're eating. All these things combined together is going to help you achieve your desired goal. Then if you want to go one step further, then you'll probably have to work on your overall lifestyle habits, like your sleep time, your screen time. All these different components are the things that are going to contribute to the kind of results you get, and if you get the desired results. So same way in advertising, all these different other components and factors are equally responsible. But why I would like to choose to first begin from the angle of learning to simplify the campaign management is because campaign management takes a lot of time, and majority of the time, and I can tell you this from my own experience of, again, running an advertising agency. So I run an advertising agency at present, and we roughly manage about 2 lakh per week in Facebook ads, primarily Facebook ads. We are a Facebook ad agency, that's what we do. And we are currently catering to Indian clients, and soon expanding to international markets as well. But what I'm saying is that when I was in the initial phase of my ad agency, a lot of my time and my team's time was being devoted to the ad accounts only. Every day we were just spending 8 to 10 hours inside the ad accounts, because there were multiple accounts, and I was training my team at the same time. Even I was also not as good as I am today, so even I was learning, and that's the complete honest answer. So and it was taking a lot of time to manage things, and I did not have the clarity that if it's going to take us so long to manage a couple of accounts, how are we going to scale our agency, and how will I scale my team? And this is going to be an extremely challenging task, because it just seemed impossible to me following those processes and systems that I was following, the same campaign management approach and methods. Like I had this mindset of interest targeting is the secret. I had the mindset of ABOs. I had the mindset of duplicating, launching a bunch of ad sets and campaigns, launching a bunch of different campaigns with different targeting options, like one campaign for lookalike, then one campaign for retargeting. So I was approaching the game of advertising the conventional way, how it's done conventionally. While it is okay to do it if you're managing maybe 1 or 2 ad accounts, and if you have like 2-3 people, then you are probably going to be okay with it, and you'll somehow pull it off if you're working 8 to 10 hours every day. But it's so much unhealthy, because we don't really get time for other things if we work like this. And you may not realize it today if you don't run your ads yourself, whatever I'm talking about. And B, you may not realize it that if you are only handling one ad account, or you have never ever, and C, if you have never ever scaled ad accounts. So if you're a freelancer or an agency owner, or you are running ads for your own business yourself, you will resonate with what I'm saying a lot. That what happens is we don't really get enough time to spend on other important things, which are equally important factors that contribute to our business success overall. And so I was extremely tensed because of this thing. And then I realized that to make my ads work, and to get the clients results, and to grow my business, I will have to streamline my processes. And the first process that I decided to streamline was the campaign management, because it was taking the most amount of my time. And that's why I decided to fix that. And when I decided to fix that, I started to explore other options. When I started to explore other options, and after I started to listen carefully to people like Neil Patel, John Loomer, right? And then I listened to, I followed a lot of different agency guys, a lot of different marketeers in the international space, Tim Bird. Then I followed and I learned from Sam Owens, then Alex Hormozi, of course, recently, and a lot of different people that I went and I observed how they were doing things and what they were talking about, business building as a whole. And when I started to explore other options, I started to realize that, hey, it's I need to simplify it, because I heard Alex Hormozi say this once, that he said that simple scales and fancy fails. And ever since then, I try to simplify my fulfillment and my processes as much as I can. It's not about how much more I can give or I should give. It's about how much can I give while maintaining my peace of mind. So my approach perspective has shifted from doing a lot to doing a little, because I have to give importance to other things that will contribute to my business success overall, in an overall manner. Like, for example, if I'm burdened with whatever I'm doing, the work I'm doing, and I'm not happy, I'm not at peace, then I will not be able to deliver the quality of work that I deliver to my clients and my students, my inner circle. And as a result, my business will not grow, right? Because right now I got a lot of referrals because people really like the work I do. And this happens because of the quality of work that I deliver. So I realized that, you know what, this is important for me, so I have to really fix the processes. And I started with the first process of campaign management. So I shifted my focus after learning from all these different OGs. I shifted my focus from ABOs to CBOs. I realized that, hey, see, you can make ABOs work. Everybody can, right? I'm not saying ABOs are bad or they are not the way. I'm just saying what is better for you or someone, ABO versus CBO. The answer is not just in getting the front end ROAS, but the answer is from the angle of business building as a whole. And for me, I realized that CBO was better because it will then require less management of ads, different ad campaigns and ad sets as a whole. And I might be able to ask my team and give my team instructions to optimize things for other ad accounts faster, which may make my performance more efficient. And as a result, I will maintain the quality of my work at scale. So I was thinking about fulfillment, and which is how a true business should think like, right? And I'm not saying I'm perfect. To be honest, I'm just one like you. So I'm still learning. There's always a scope for improvement in anything and everything we do in life. So I'm still learning. I'm still growing, just trying hard. Every day I wake up with version 1 mentality, and I always start with 0. That's the mindset I carry. But yeah, so that's exactly what was going on. So I started to fix my campaign management stuff, and I did CBOs. Then I realized that CBOs are better because it gives you more freedom, it gives you more peace in management. And then that CBO happened, but then CBO had its own challenges. Then I started to solve those challenges, and slowly after doing it for over a year and testing a lot of different things, and I was side by side, I was running a mentorship program as well. I had some people as a part of my inner circle. I was teaching them whatever I was learning. That's just my way of doing it. And some people it was very complicated even for them. So I started to just see how can I just remove a lot of things. And after doing all of this, our internal method was created, which is now called OCM, which is one campaign method. I now even teach the same. I practice the same. I preach the same. I teach the same. I do everything. So it's all around OCM. OCM is beautiful because it's very logical. And the reason I say that is because it saves you from audience overlap. It saves you from auction overlap. It saves you from not having to dig into a lot of different campaigns and ad sets all the time to get out and come and look at your historical performance. It makes it very easy that you can actually check your ads lifetime performance at one glance, because everything is inside one campaign and one master ad set. So this approach really helped me streamline my processes in such a manner that as a result of doing that, I was able to then focus on other things like the importance of writing ads, the market research, understanding market awareness, understanding market sophistication levels. It's not about getting writing a hook using AI, for example, but understanding what it takes to write those hooks and what makes people act. And I want you to ask yourself this question today, okay? If interest targeting was the only secret, then why would not everyone win? If bidding strategies was the only secret, then why wouldn't everybody win or majority win? If AI was the only secret, then why wouldn't everybody win? And I'll tell you a fun fact that Neil Patel recently did a session, a webinar. I think it's available on his YouTube channel. You can go and check it out. It's a 1-hour training where he talked about the 2025 marketing trends. And out of those, one of the few marketing trends, he referred to something, a portion of that training was, a segment of that training was on AI. And he talked about how he spent $6 to $8 million on advertising campaigns to test and see the results that the AI work was getting him. And I don't exactly remember everything because it was a pretty long training. You can go and check it out. But the mudda of the training was that AI should not be the step 1. AI should be the step 2, which means that if you are ideating something, creating something, writing something, launching something, just use AI to do it. And sorry. Just use your own manual intervention to do it. Just do it yourself. Don't use AI. Step 2 is to, once you find out what is working, then you use AI to accelerate that same thing and accelerate your growth. That's how in the world of marketing, in the world of advertising. And that's what even he said. And I cannot agree more, because it's actually valid. Because I've tried things, and coming back to the hook thing, like, you can have fancy hooks, but fancy hooks won't work. Like, visuals are not the only things that will help your hooks to convert. It's the visuals along with the message that the visuals are sending to your market, which is through the content, the dialogues, the text, everything plays a very important role in your advertising and your business building success. Similarly, so ad creatives are extremely important. Similarly, offers are extremely important. Offers, you can say that if you have a product, then offers are the way how you choose to position the product. You can just, to simplify, that's just the way it is. So how you create offers is how you determine to position your product or your service in the marketplace, and that's how you grow your business. And so offer creation is extremely important, but only if you have processes which are easy and simple, having a perspective which is a long-term perspective, not a short-term perspective. Only then you will be able to take better decisions, and you will be able to take decisions with a calmer mind, right? Because otherwise you'll always be in a rush, and as a result of being in a rush, you'll always overlook on facts that are important for you to look at, and you may end up making wrong decisions. And that's exactly why we do the things the way we do. And I never say that the campaign management is the only thing that is responsible for someone's success. Of course it is important. Like I said in this video, everything is important. Campaign management is important, but not just because you want to make a lot of money, but campaign management is important so that you have some peace of mind to make other things work. A campaign management strategy will only not help you find a winning product. Campaign management strategy is never used to find a winning product. Campaign management strategies or media buying strategies are used to accelerate and get better performance or more results from something that is already proven to work. That's what campaign management strategies are for. And so what I'm saying is that if you don't have anything tested yet, you're not getting results from your ads, don't think that you need to go after interest targeting, CBOs, ABOs, or different campaign strategies. If that's what it is, if you are getting zero results, for example, or very little results, the problem is not in the campaign strategy. The problem is in your ads and or your offer, which means your product services as a whole. So everything is important, guys. Like, the business model is equally important. Understanding the business model and what it takes to scale the business, the business acumen, all of these things are important. And I wish that you get the importance of what I have to share with you today, and I had to share with you in this video today. I really wish that you understand this, and if you did, then let me know in the chat what else do you want me to talk about in the next upcoming videos, and I will once a week, my team we get on a team meeting, and they tell me that hey, that people who are viewing your channel, they are asking these kind of questions, so please start planning content for the upcoming week accordingly. So even if I do not engage with your comments, don't think that we are not watching. We are definitely watching. So it's important that you drop comments and let me know what else do you want me to talk about, and I'll be more than willing and happy to share my inputs on that. Also, I do such kind of raw videos which come from my hands-on experience, and so let me know what you think about it, and if you have any questions, ask, and what are the other things you want to talk about, ask that as well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.